So welcome to, we're here physically, and this is recorded and watched virtually. So welcome to both a hybrid version of physical and virtual natural balance masterclass. My name is Neal. I'm facilitating this event, and Neal's my name, but Neal's not who I am. Um, who am I? I am a multi-dimensional, infinite spiritual being that's expressing through a human body. And I'm love, and I'm a child of God the Father, and I'm an emanation of God right here in form. And that is available in all of us. And that, well, what's available? Well, that emanation of God coming through our physical bodies is what is available. And there's some things that get in the way of that expression, of that emanation, of that radiance. And some things that get in the way of it are mostly identity related. And so, what does that look like? Well, the identity is related to the name. See, my name's Neal, but I'm not Neal. Who I am includes Neal, but transcends the name. Neal only exists in language, and where I'm speaking from and as is coming from a place that's beyond language, using language to articulate and point towards the thing that I'm coming from as. And you asked the question, what is natural balance? And um, natural balance is your purpose. It's your God-given gift specific to you. And so natural balance is it's infinite in in how it expresses because each person has it inside of their hearts and inside of their minds. And then how that expresses is unique to that person's path, but it's all from the same source, looked and looking as differently from different emanations, from different gifts, from different expressions that is you and is me. Um, and then in addition, you and me exist only in language. As in truth, you and me actually don't exist. And what exists is the observer, which is observing the identity navigating here. And so I'm going to pause there and speak to how to be here and how to interact. Um, please interrupt. Please raise your hand. If you've got something to say, say it. If you want to share, share. Welcome. And I'd love if we could just introduce ourselves and see what's alive, see what's coming up. You want to start? With a mic. I can hear you, but the mic is, there we go. Yes.
This one, right? Okay. Hi, my name is Nori and I come from California. And this is my first time here.
All right. Are you sure that's it, or do you feel like there's more there? All right.
I'm from Georgetown, Texas, which is about 30 miles north of Austin. Lived in Austin, but I I was very tired of seeing all these fields turning into condos and the whole 15-minute city kind of thing. And so, fortunately, I'm now in Georgetown, which is a better place. But I'm learning. I came here to learn and find out more because I've listened to Jonathan and also John Bush. And so I'm definitely on a path of discovery because it's like I've never known who I really am. So I want to find that out.
Is that complete or is there more there?
I'm sure there's a lot more there. Right now, I think it's too nebulous for me to articulate. So as that becomes clear, I certainly will.
Are you open to a question?
Oh, definitely.
What would it look like for you to remember or recognize or know who you are? What would that look like?
Um, Probably, okay, so, a couple of years ago, I got a prophetic word that I'm a prophetic artist, but I divorced myself from art when I was young. And so it's like I don't know who really I am because that never developed. And I've just felt lost all my life. But that was something that resonated with me, and it felt healing to hear that because I've just never known why God put me here. And so it's been kind of a lifelong journey that hasn't really happened. And yeah, so I just feel like I've been all over the place, but never really.
Amazing. I received. Is there more you want to speak to, or is that complete?
I think that has to surface up at this point because it's been kept down for so long. And so I don't think it really has a voice right now, but it wants to come out. How did it happen for you?
Uh, I receive your question, and an additional question. Could you distill your question farther and be more specific? Like, how did what happen?
So you have found yourself now? You know what your purpose is?
To the degree that I do, yes.
How did that process happen for you? And yeah, so kind of give me an idea of what that meant to you and how it happened, that you are maybe more comfortable with yourself or like yourself or just whatever, that it's been meaningful for you.
It's not one thing. So if I just say, hey, this thing happened and then this was the way it was, that's not it. So it's been a progression. And what you're observing right here, right now, in this moment, is the arrow point of that progression. Uh, so I've never been how I am right now, as in this body. Now there's this innocent, whole, complete part of who I am that never changes, never alters, and it's been the same through my whole life and will continue after I die. That's our infinite nature. That is, I live in that answer. I'm open to having a different answer, living in a different answer. I'm open to my answer being questioned. But I live in an understanding that we're infinite, and we're all connected, we're all one, and that we can tap into that infinite part of ourselves and express it and share it. And when we do so, it resonates with other people, and they can discover it in them by hearing our infinite expression. And um, I'm not directly answering your question because I don't know how to directly answer it. And if I am to indirectly answer the question of how did I find my purpose, it came through letting go of first of all what other people thought of me, of Neal, like literally letting that go. And that was a journey, and it actually is still continuing. Like I don't think I'm totally free of that, but I think that I'm mostly free. And so this letting go of what other people think is a massive, massive step, and it's a giant upgrade. And from there, how that came about was realizing that when I care what other people think, it's not that I care what they think, it's that I care about what I think their thinking is going to have me feel. And so uh, letting go of how other people think of Neal or me is came about in recognizing my infinite nature, because then it became apparent that there actually are no other people. I'm actually here talking to myself. You're welcome. Um, and that what other people are thinking are, so there's actually no other people, and what they're thinking is actually what I'm thinking, and I can choose to use what in the perception of other, I can choose to use the other person's thinking and have it and take it on as my thinking, and then feel a certain way. Um, and so how did this perspective of oneness and infinite connection come about, and love and compassion and peace and just being like an emanation of God through a body which is available? That came about through like multiple what I call deaths of identity, and I briefly spoke to identity. And death is also illusionary in that it's actually only a transition, and the transition is a transition of focus. And so when when and what died, and so this is where the identity comes in, is there's like four components to identity. So here's the four components: perception, expectation, my truth, and opinion. So what died was opinions, and what died was expectations, and what died was perceptions, and what died was my truths. My truths aren't the truth. There's the truth, which is oneness, which is the infinite connected nature that we are. And that's an answer. I get it. I'm open to have that question, but I'm currently living in it. So I'm in an answer. I'm living in an answer while being open to have that answer be questioned. And so so um so it's the death of perception, expectation, my truth, and opinion. And through letting go of these four components, which I only became and had capacity to articulate within the last year. I was letting go of these things before I knew how to speak to what I was letting go of. And um, so that is part of the progression. And that came about through like hearing conversation, through reading books, um, through meditation, through exercise. I've had profound experiences with exercise. Um, and all of these things were contributing and still to this day continue to contribute to have me be right here and express how I am in the exact fashion that I am expressing. So that was a super long answer to a really short question. How did that land? And do you have any like follow up with it or? Yeah. I love it. Thank you. I love the specificity and I love it because it actually fits. And so I'm going to use the exercise example because it's probably the second most profound experience I've ever had. And I've shared about this on my YouTube channel, which is actually where this will be uploaded to. But I'll just speak to it briefly. So essentially I was exercising and at the time I began exercising when I was like super angry and I would channel my anger into exercise. And then as I exercised, the one day I was exercising and my anger turned to like joy. And I'm like, what the heck just happened? Like I was angry and now I'm joyful. Um, and what happened was I was moving energy in my body because we store things in our physical body. And when we move our body, we open those things up to release. And so I was listening to music. I basically drive home, and I get home and I was caffeinated. Like I ingest caffeine before I exercise, and um, I'd also drank like protein after. But anyways, I get home to my driveway and I'm in my car and I literally I'm feeling like a state of like heightened emotion. I'm feeling like euphoria, like I'm feeling like energy in my body. And to the point where I leave my truck running, I have it in park, I don't get out of the driver's seat, and I just like completely transcend my body. And it was I call it being sober, but like I spoke to, I had ingested caffeine and like done super intense exercise, and um, this experience of transcending the body was an experience of like literally merging with everything, and there was no time, and there was like a lot of peace, and there was compassion and love, and these were all sensations and feelings that I was feeling without even acknowledge my body wasn't in my awareness. and and it's interesting because I remembered that I had a body, but I wasn't like in it at the time. I was expanded beyond it. I had transcended it. I had transcended the identity that I perceived who I was. And so that is a specific example. And I'll go a little bit farther with it, where this experience of oneness was maybe like 15 minutes and then I like came into my body again um and I was just crying, like just crying, feeling how connected we all are. And and it felt like way longer than 15 minutes. No, no. It was like my body was part of who I was, but I wasn't like specifically identified with it. It was like ex, ex- I call it an expanded perception of awareness, where so we have focused awareness and we have expanded awareness, and this was an expanded awareness state.
And how many times has that happened for you after that?
Maybe 4 or 5.
Is it a state that you can go into at will?
No,
Okay.
and yes.
Okay.
Because it's a state that is here right now in this moment, and it's a state that we're all connected to and tapped into, but we're so in our belief systems and in our perceptions and expectations and opinions that we forget, and we often, especially in the old world where there's a lot of distractions, we're distracted from just being present. And when we're mostly present, that is this expanded state of awareness. I used to say fully present, but I now believe we can't be fully present in a physical body. I believe we've got to transcend the physical body to experience full presence. So now I speak to being mostly present.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. I love questions because they open up. Welcome.
Hello.
What's your name?
Me?
I can hear you, but not on the mic.
Oh, I see.
Uh,
Hi, there we have it.
Hmm?
My name is Fiona.
Hey,
And
Fiona.
I've come here from Vancouver, Canada. And I'm looking forward to a very relaxing 2 weeks. Is that as much as you'd like to know about me? Um, what else would you like to know?
What's on your heart, and specifically what's on your heart in direct relationship to what are you committed to, and then what's on your heart in relationship to your commitment?
My commitment is to always be open for others, to offer assistance if I can, if I feel the other person is ready or open to receive it, but to know where to stop and to know how to judge that another person is, I want to say, open to any suggestion I might like to make. And take it from there. Does that answer your question or your?
That answers my question. Is there more you want to speak to, or is that complete for you?
I think that nails it for the moment. I'm sure I'll think of more things as.
Awesome. Thank you.
There. Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
Hi. I am a neighbor of the village, and um, what's present in my heart right now is I'm actively in the mess, in the goo state and all that, and I can sense that there is a opportunity for a step up coming very soon. Yeah, I've been tuning into my heart and trusting it, and that has brought many changes as I used to not do that. So um yeah.
What are you open to a question, or what is the goo like for you when you're in it? Like, what is that like specifically? And I get that go as go as intimate or surface level with this as you want.
I guess physically just very sensitive to energies around and then crying very easily, for example, or um I've been able to understand and um like make relationships to what's happening and what's happening in my head, like how I'm creating the environment and um but I guess the good part, yeah, is like it's feels like it's falling apart, things around me. Things are falling apart a little bit, but in a way they're just changing, but it just feels like it's never gonna be back to that what it was. Um so is that state, I guess, yeah, of trying to let go and trying to surrender and yeah. It's the opportunity. I don't know if that answers the question.
Logically, it doesn't answer my question, but from I feel your heart and I receive what you spoke to, and is there more you want to share, or is that complete for now?
I guess a question, if you have any advice on rendering.
I just I'll s- it's not advice, it's how I relate to it. Um, I'm gonna answer your question with a long answer. There's ego commitment and then there's soul commitment. And with ego commitment, the ego is infinitely creative and it wants to control and manipulate and like take dominion. I don't know about your ego, but that's what my ego wants. My ego loves to have control of what's around, um, and then my ego also loves significance, power. And then what my ego did in the past was create a commitment that would feed its significance. That when I achieve this commitment, oh wow, you're so significant. Look at you. And so that's ego commitment. That's a commitment that is for the I identity. It's not for the we collective. And now on the other side is soul commitment. Soul commitment, or you can also call this God commitment, is commitment that is for the we of collective humanity. It's a commitment that transcends the personal identity for the upliftment of the whole. So it's a commitment that is like I'm committing to this. I'm giving up who I think I am. I'm giving up this body in service to um my great grandchildren. And that's a soul commitment. And so I have, through the process of letting go of the ego commitment, I've made a soul commitment, which is to listen and speak from love and um, in service to the whole. And so when I am not listening and speaking from love, that is what there is for me to surrender to. It's to, all right, so that wasn't love. So I can surrender what wasn't, not like judge it, like I actually love that I didn't come from love because it's showing me a part of myself that maybe I wasn't present to. and then loving it, but letting it go, and then coming from love again. And that letting it go is the surrender. So if there is like, so how I surrender is I love the parts of myself that aren't serving love, that aren't serving the collective, and I don't judge them. Sometimes I do, some full transparency, but most of the time my goal is to not judge them, is to love them, and then it's in the loving of them and in the acceptance of them that I can then let them go, transcend the perceptions, transcend the opinions, the expectations, the my truths, and remember love and come from love and express love. And so I'm personally, I'm surrendering what isn't love, and I'm holding love also synonymous with God. So listening and speaking from God. And so that's my answer to your question.
I wanted to say thank you because I just had a conversation today earlier about commitment. So that really helps because I know I need to remake my relationship with commitments. So that really, really helped. Thank you.
Welcome. So I'm gonna just speak to how this works, how this space operates. And before I speak to that, I'm gonna speak to that there is no space. There's fullness, there's completion. And when looking through the lens of completion, only complete only mostly complete people can see a mostly complete reality. And incomplete people will question a mostly complete person seeing a mostly complete reality. And so how to be in this fullness, how to be in this completion right here in this moment is if you feel inspired to share, grab a mic and share. If you want to raise your hand, please raise your hand. If you want to just speak and communicate from your heart, please speak and communicate from your heart. And so that's the invitation of how to be here and how to express and how to share. Remind me your name on Zoom.
Joseph.
Can you say it louder?
Joseph.
Joseph, yes. Yeah, welcome.
Hi. Good to see you all again.
What's alive, Joseph?
What's what?
What's alive?
What's alive? You said what's alive?
Yes.
Well, I feel pretty alive, I guess. I feel pretty good. Just walking around outside, um, standing in the shade because it's like 90 degrees here in Texas. But anytime I talk on the phone or get on one of these like Zoom meetings, I feel compelled to go outside most of the time. Let's see. I've been I've been doing a lot of studying, spiritual studying. Let's see. Trying to think what I've done since last Wednesday. So I finished going through the Awakened Life Live. I finished that. Uh, finished reading Jonathan's book. I signed up for the Bridgebucks bank account, and I've been going to just about every one of these live classes that have been going
Dang,
on
man,
that I
when you
can.
gonna move in the village?
I don't know.
Doing about
Uh,
everything else there is.
yeah, I definitely want to visit sometime. Uh, I probably would have tried to do it this time, but I already have like this festival that I'm going to next week with my grandparents, and I'm really looking forward to it. But if there's any way I could like attend, any of this stuff like virtually, I'd be down to do that too.
Well, we got the Remember experience this weekend, and the next one's in November, so you should try to make it down for that one.
Okay, November. Okay, yeah, that's plenty of heads up. Awesome. Do you know when the next Awaken Life Live is, or is it planned?
That's no longer an event they put on. It's now the Remember experience.
Oh, what's the difference?
Um, Honestly, I'm not too sure because I never did Awaken Life Live. Neal could probably be the man to answer that one.
I'll
Oh,
speak to it briefly. The difference is growth and progression.
uh,
Specifically in the people, and then that reflected in the event.
hmm. Is it like so is it like replaced it, or is it like a successor to it?
I would call it a successor.
Okay, huh, interesting. So so then like people who are, let's say, completely brand new to the whole thing, uh, would you still like want to have them go through the Awaken Life thing first?
Oh,
Or
absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
okay, yeah. I've been sharing like a lot of our stuff in like different groups and stuff. So yeah, I'll keep doing that.
Whereabouts are you from Texas, in Texas?
I'm in Paris, Texas right now. I'm from Durant, Oklahoma.
Okay. I'm from Texas too. Was in Austin, but now I'm in Georgetown.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah,
There,
like
there-
you what?
there's others from Texas too. Someone came from Fort Worth area. So there's several Texans here.
Oh, nice.
Nice
Yeah,
to meet you.
you too. What I was doing before I got on this call here, I was I, I was watching a YouTube video. It's the one that Melinda uploaded about the breakthrough process, and I watched it several days ago, but this time I watched it again, and I like took notes on it because I feel like that's something I'm like pulled to do, like both for myself and helping other people do it too. That's like something that I feel like it's calling to me.
David, do you know if that breakthrough coaching training is still happening? And is it a closed class, or so there's a 6 week class, and then it ends, and then another 6 week starts.
Oh,
All right. So I don't know. I was talking to David, the guy who's on the tech computer over here. But there's an actual event here at Earthwaking hosted by Bianca Anton, called Breakthrough Coaching Training. And it is exactly, specifically, if you're serious about what you just said, like this is the thing to be at. Um, and it's a 6 week master class. And David spoke to how it's maybe like another 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the end of this current session, and then a brand new 6 weeks starts. So you would want to like join prior to that next 6 week starting. But I invite you, if you're serious about it. Are you in Earthwaking Virtual Village?
oh yeah,
Yeah, all right. Are you like, do you have any interest in this masterclass?
heck yeah.
All right. message,
do.
message, so here's the invitation, message Bianca Anton directly and, you, and also she has an email called, earthwakingservice@gmail.com, which is, customer support here at Earthwaking. So she's customer support at earthwakingservice@gmail.com. And also you can direct message her and get additional information on the exact channel and process to attend this masterclass.
Okay. What was it called?
Breakthrough coaching training.
I've seen it. I just I'm making notes right now. Breakthrough coaching. Yeah, I definitely want to do that because I was thinking about, last Wednesday you asked me to come back with like an offer, and like I don't have like any products or services per se that like, I'm selling or anything like that. I haven't even officially, started a business or anything of that sort yet, but like you said, if I could just like offer my time, like half an hour to an hour with someone and like help them, you know, and help each other, whatever we're meant to share with each other, and help each other on our journey that way. I would love to do that.
Are you sure about that?
Of course.
You sound pretty sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, like y'all say, I'm sure I'll be, maybe a little bit clunky at the beginning, but I'm ready. I want to do my best and do what I can to help myself and to help everyone else.
All right. Are you willing?
Yes.
When are you gonna reach out to Bianca by?
I'll do it tonight
All
once
right.
we finish up. Yeah.
All right. Wow. What else do you have, Joseph? You got more alive, or what's you got more on
Uh,
your heart?
I've been there's a course that I bought in like 2016 and another one that I got around that time, and it's kind of like I don't know if part of me wants to say it's like the same thing as what we're aiming to do when we do like the breakthroughs. Uh, have any of y'all ever heard of Lester Levinson?
I have not until this very moment.
So there's like there's like three different programs that I'm aware of, like like online that for people that he was like a mentor to, I guess. The first one I got like many years ago. It was this guy named, I think, Bert Goldman, and he had this course called, like, it was about like, he called it like quantum jumping, and it's basically like you put yourself in this like really relaxed state, and you go and you talk to like this alternative version of yourself who's like basically living the life that has like the goal that you want, and like they like impart that state onto you, and it's supposed to like kind of help you embody it. So that, and where that came from was this thing called the Sedona method, and that one I haven't uh I've watched some YouTube videos, but I haven't actually bought the course or anything. But what that is like a, I guess you would call it like a brother almost to this other part of it, which I did buy. It's called the release technique, and basically the idea is like pulling up, like bringing up all the crap, like all the negative beliefs and emotions and stuff like that, and like letting it go finally, so you can like rise up and like be at peace. And it pretty much seems to me like that's that's what we're doing with our breakthroughs, like pull up the crap and
Exactly.
like face it and then let it go. And it's just like I'm getting back into all this stuff like all at once, and it's just like really beautiful how everything's in like a synchronicity. Like when you're going up and you're totally focused on it, everything in your reality just kind of like jumps out at you and like helps you get there. Like even just even the YouTube algorithm, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos, stuff will just pop up and I'm like, oh, and then I'll watch it and it's like, oh, this is perfect, this is beautiful, and then I'll share it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that covers most of it of what I've had on my heart and mind lately. It's just like it's really neat. I feel like it's all kind of tying into like my purpose, you know. Like I feel I hear the call to adventure and I'm answering it.
Yes. What are you committed to, Joseph?
Staying on the path. I don't want what happened in 2020 to happen again. I don't want to fall back into hell for another 4.5 years. So I'm more committed this time. Like I'm more committed and more focused. Like I don't well, I don't want to say I was lazy back then, but I guess I was a little bit lazy back then because I wasn't putting my nose to the grindstone the way that I am now, you know? Because I'm just done with all the old stuff, you know? I'm
Yes.
I'm re- I'm ready to live and experience the changes and keep them there and spread the love and the light and the positivity, you know? Uh, let's see. When I was going through the
If
Awaken
you
Life
can,
Live,
if you can put commitment in a single word, what are you committed to?
uh, a single word. Oh, let's see. Imperturbability.
And I have no idea what that is.
It's like I literally looked it up a little while ago, but in the release technique, you know how we have like the scale of consciousness that a lot of different teachers talk about. It's like on their illustration, that's like the state at the top where you're like it's like total peace and oneness, you know? Like nothing that happens on the outside or even on the inside, it doesn't bother you like the way that it does when you're not up there, you know?
Yes, received. All
Yeah.
right.
So it's um,
Good. May I pause you there, Joseph?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Specifically because we've been in a flow space. We're now entering a more structured space. This structured space is the space to express your gifts. It's the space to make an offer, to give an offer, to share it so that somebody else could receive your gift, so that and have this offer be an offer that's coming from your heart, from completion. Have it be something that you don't need the other person to receive it. You don't need to give this offer, but there's this opportunity right now to express an opportunity that somebody else can receive. And this is what this is now for. So I'm going to go first and invite you to join virtual and physical Natural Balance Masterclass this upcoming Wednesday at 5 o'clock or 5:30 Central Standard Time. So you're invited to that. That's an offer I have. And then who here would like to give an offer? And here we'll go with a raise of hands. Who wants to go first? Jenni, welcome.
Thank you. Ooh. So I'll be hosting starting September 1st a Spanish class. And
Mm.
we were speaking about this. I was speaking about this with my partner the other day that, and you speak about language a lot, right? And when you learn a new language, there is this phrase that says, when you learn a new language, you get a new soul. We were having a little bit of a rough time and we switched to Spanish. And there was like immediate peace, and it was very, we just thank God, you know. And then we had like a break on this turmoil, and I was very grateful that we had that in that moment. And yeah, I think especially for those who are here in Costa Rica, it's beautiful to learn the language, and then you can get to know us Costa Ricans better, and it's a whole new world. And yeah, I'm very excited for it, and yeah.
So if I want to be part of this and learning Spanish, like, is it a master class? Is it a one-time event? Like, what does it look like, and what's the time, and like, how do I join? So those are 3 questions.
Yes, so it's a 1,000 words in 100 days. So to understand 80% of speech, you learn the first most used 1,000 words in the language, and then you get to understand 80% of speech. So we're gonna go through a journey of 100 days, where we go through 10 words every day, and I'll be sending a video and with 3 exercises per word. And then we'll be meeting every Monday at 11 a.m. Costa Rican time.
And do you have experience with leading like a Spanish class or being a tutor or any of that?
Yes.
Okay.
I was a tutor when COVID hit. I started to be a tutor in an app called italki, and it was a very fun job. I would teach people from all over the world, and I learned a lot from them as well. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm definitely gonna join. And you said how do I get registered for that?
Right. Well, you can contact me via, if you're in the Village app, or at my email is flexijenny@gmail.com, or my phone number is 8371. I memorized in Spanish, 7882.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I think I
gonna,
remembered all that.
I'm calling bullshit on you remembering all that. And in addition to that, I'm also gonna put all your information in the
Okay.
description of this video. So this will be uploaded to YouTube. So anybody that watches this can reach out to you directly and access this. When's the start date?
September 1st.
All right, great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
One
is
more.
Oh, I had a question. Do you have to register like before September 1st, or is it like something you can register for after after it starts?
Yes, ideally you would register, so we will all go with in the same rhythm. But since it's all, words, you can even start in any day and then just complete it when you get back into the day that you started.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
One more thing. What's the minimum donation amount?
Yes, that would be $1 per day, so $100.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And to everyone listening, that's minimum donation. So you're bringing Spanish to people. You literally spoke to how a new language is a new soul. So $1 per day is a minimum donation. Like if you're watching this, if you're hearing this, if you want to see this being expressed to more people, you can donate $100 a day. You can donate more. $1 a day is a minimum donation. So if you want to see this gift grow, if you want to see this expressed in the world, donate more. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Every day, $1 a day for 100
Yeah,
days.
there is going to be an assignment every day. So we're going to learn 10 words per day, and we're going to focus on 10 words a day. And then we're going to meet every Monday at 11 a.m. to play and support each other and go through the words that we learned.
I'd like to speak to that. I'm bilingual in French and English already, and I studied in university German, and I went to Germany and became fairly fluent.
Is this a question to her
Yes.
offer? Can you keep it concise?
I really like this, but I have a goal in the 14 days that I'm going to be here to learn at least 10 sentences a day, 10 sentences that I can, maybe the same verb 10 times, but I'm going to come up with 10 sentences per day. So in 2 weeks, I will know if I want to register for yours to boost me to the next level. I think that's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who would like to share an offer next? I got one more I'm gonna share. So feel into a gift you've got inside of yourself. Feel into an opportunity you can express that somebody else can receive while I'm sharing this offer. This offer is for plateaued healers and event facilitators. It's for people who have already been walking the path of spiritual development, of remembering who they are, but you've reached a plateau and you're aware that there's a next step, there's another level of growth and expansion, but you don't exactly know how to step into it, to move into it. Well, what I'm offering is the up-level ceremony, which is specifically a 7-day event, and it starts on December 27th, 2024, and then it ends on January 2nd, 2025. And on the first 5 days of this event, we're food fasting, so completely no food, and we're in silence with 6 hours of meditation per day. And then after those 5 days of being connected collectively, we go from there into New Year 2025, and we're literally clean from the inside out. When you fast, you shit. You clean out your intestines. Your body's clean, your mental space is clean, your spirit is clean. And so this is an event that I'm facilitating, and there's a minimum donation of $333 to secure your spot to be at the event. And this is exactly like with Jenni's offer, it's a minimum donation. If you want to see more of these kinds of conversations happening, if you want to see more of people opening up their heart and expressing what's on their heart, and 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 expressing it in a way that it can be heard and received by another person. If you want to see more of that, donate more. I'm an amazing receiver, and I receive infinitely because I express infinitely. And the more I receive, the more I have capacity to express and to impact. And uh, so that offer is, I'm going to put that in the description of this video. So again, it's the up-level ceremony. And what I promise coming out of this is connection, clarity, and purpose, and radiance inside of your body, as well as your soul and your mental space. So that's my second offer. Now with that, is an offer alive in anyone else now? Joseph, you got an offer today?
Hey, um, I don't have a master class yet, of course. Um, and no formal products or services, but I guess I'll take your suggestion from last week. If somebody wants to talk to me for half an hour for a donation of $50, or an hour for 100, or more. I don't have a job, so I got plenty of time. I would love to do that. Um, the only thing I didn't get to say before was my three words for what I'm trying to embody from like when I was a child that I felt like was missing. And this most recent time, what came up for me was harmony, fellowship, and intimacy. So I'm trying to embody that. And also, if you look on my profile on the Earth Waking Village, uh, I put my Facebook page on there called the Jotagonist. It's like a little label name.
Yeah.
It's like a name for a state that I made up for myself. Like when I'm living my best life, doing what I'm meant to do, I'm the Jotagonist, and I want to help other people reach that state. So I've got my website listed, which I haven't done much yet, but I'm working on it again. And I think I have a YouTube channel under that name too. I just haven't started to upload on it yet. I got to find out what my login is for that. But yeah, I've got my Facebook page, my website, and my Bridge Books link on my profile that anyone can check out.
And that's how, so if I want to receive this offer, if I want to have a half-hour conversation for a minimum donation of $50 with Joseph, I can go to your Facebook and where else?
There's my Facebook. You can of course message me on, the Earth Waking. I'm extremely,
Earthwaking Virtual Village.
yep, I'm there. I'm in the, sometimes I wonder if I'm in the right Facebook chat. I think I am. It's just not as active as I would have thought it would be. But yeah, you can get me there. Uh, my email, I have several emails. You can email me. This is a new email, so you can email me at babylondelesser@protonmail.com,
All right,
and we can do the
awesome.
call. And we can do the call here on Zoom like we're doing right now, so we can see each other and stuff.
Amazing. A request from me is, can you send me all the information you just spoke to of how to reach out to you in Earthwaking Virtual Village?
Yeah.
And additional request, can you send it right after this call ends?
Okay.
Okay, like maybe, or okay, like you're gonna do it.
Hang on. Let me type your name in. What was your name again?
My name is Neal. In Earthwaking Virtual Village, it's listed as Nealnow.
Message Neal now with my contact info. Okay, I took a screenshot of that.
Is that complete with your offer, or is there more you want to share or speak to, or?
I think I'm complete. Yeah, that pretty much at least covers most of it. That's coming up. Yeah,
All right, epic. Thank you.
thank you.
You're welcome. So we're 3 minutes over time. I could judge the shit out of that, or I could just love it. Like I could literally love that we're 3 minutes over time, and I'm choosing to love it. And thank you for being here. It's really I greatly appreciate your presence, and you're the gift. Who's the gift? You, not somebody else. No, you. And your time and attention and your focus is of infinite value. And I just, from my whole being, thank you. And with that, peace.